Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Welcome. I am Jackie and I am forever faithful still. Hope you all are doing well today. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Just been going through some changes, adjustments. Um, yeah, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And really just trying to get out of my own way and let go of control. So my spiritual team can do whatever it is they need to do. I have been experiencing and I guess more spiritual attacks, and and it's pretty obvious that it's hard hitting. To me, it is because I find myself easily distracted when there are things I know I should be doing. So I've had to take some time out to kind of recalibrate and balance. So I was having a conversation. I've had a couple of conversations with a relative um, about some of the things that uh, I've gone through my entire life, and just more recently, what I've been going through, and having these conversations with this relative really had me a little bit frustrated because it's like they grew up just like I did in a religious setting, and it's like most people, most religious people, have heard about spiritual warfare, but they really don't understand it and how that they could be under attack but not even realize it. And so I was trying to explain to this person, you know, like the true spiritual aspects of spiritual warfare. Like it all happens in the spirit first before it comes on earth in the physical. And I just felt like there was a disconnect. Like so many other people I've had conversations with about spiritual warfare, they are just ignorant about how it works and how to combat it. And just so the other day, I was pondering on our last conversation, and I was just trying to find a way for them and others to understand spiritual warfare. And then it dawned on me. I was like, "Ugh, it's like having a spiritual hitman or woman, but it's like there's a spiritual hit on my life. And just like any hitman on in the physical, it happens also in the spirit. Obviously, it happens in the spirit first and then it happens in the physical. But for me, it happens in the spirit and it's happening in the physical. So it's happening simultaneously. And it can be not just one plan, it can be several plans that are against you, against us. And so it's like they never stop, they never sleep. They're always strategizing on how to take us down, to cause our downfall. Um, and that's in every area. Their goal is like with any hitman is to stop you, stop us from progressing, stop us from our mission. And they will do anything. They would do anything by any means necessary. And so these spiritual hit men or women, spirits, they tend to attack physically, mentally, financially, attack your jobs and your careers, your relationships, your health. They will attack every single area that they need to stop you. And because I have been in this warfare since I was a child, sometimes you just get really tired, really tired and frustrated, annoyed and angry that there's these spirits out there that are really causing havoc in my life or attempting to. So it's kind of like, like with it's like they have been spiritually contracted to take you out, to take me out. And even though they will try to do that on their own, but they will also subcontract other spirits and even use people on earth to cause you harm. It can be something like, oh, you meet someone new, they seem really nice and friendly, you hit it off, you have a lot of things in common. But what they're really doing sometimes, in my experience, is that they are there to spy, to get as much intel on you as possible so they can go back and tell them. And the more information that these spiritual hitmen or women have on you, that way they can try to stop you around every corner. It is no joke to be attacked in the spirit. It's no joke being attacked in the physical. But when it happens in the spirit, in my case, you're being shot at, you're trying to be stabbed, you're trying to be strangled, trying to trip you up, have you fall down the stairs, off a cliff, attack dogs, feeding you or food or beverages that are laced with something, or even trying to basically imprison you so you cannot get out, right? So it's so many things that happens in the spirit. But the key is to stop it in the spirit so it doesn't manifest on earth. And when you're dealing with spiritual warfare, you can't use logic. You have to take a different approach and throw logic out the window because none of it's going to make sense. I just know that many times when I am attacked in the spirit, it's pretty obvious that I am being attacked. And when I'm not aware of it initially, and I become become aware that it is happening, is when I begin to use my power. I bind up the spirits and cast them out into the true light, to transmute the dark energy into light. I call on my spiritual team, the Holy Spirit, to help me and assist me. And when I wake up, I also basically cancel all plans and evil intentions that are against my destiny, and that I am not in agreement, covenant, that I break every vow, oath, agreement, all of that, that is not holy, that is not out of love. So I really feel like that most people won't even understand this. But there's a spiritual hit out, like on my life. And what I find interesting is that You never know who's watching you. You never know who's observing you and trying to gain information, intel on you so they can use it against you. For example, I've had neighbor to my left, neighbor to my right. The neighbor to my right for over 2 years, there's been people in and out like every 90 days or 120 days for almost 2 years. And these are condos, not apartments, so that is highly unusual. And then the neighbor to my left, it's been here about 5 years, but we don't have any beef or anything. We rarely see each other. I can hear her coming in and out, whatever, but our paths rarely cross. But one thing I've noticed is that she's appearing in my dreams, and that has never happened before. It started this year. She began to appear in my dreams, and in my dreams, she is trying to kill me. So that's why I'm like, most people don't understand the spiritual warfare. This relative didn't even understand why I kept cutting people off, why I was distancing myself from people, and why I was, becoming a hermit. But I was like, you're not gonna understand, because anytime you lean to on your own understanding, you're wrong. You're not going to get it right. This is a spiritually based warfare. And if you know of it, but you truly don't understand how it works, you're not going to understand what I'm going through. So it seems like I have people to my left and to my right um, that are keeping tabs on me. And then as I go to sleep, um, I'm being attacked. So having a spiritual hit on you is no fun. And what I do know is that I ultimately hold the power. I do not fear any of this, but I obtain more knowledge and wisdom, and I use that to counteract these attacks. So you may or may not, like me, have a spiritual hit out on you. And just know that just to be more observant, it's and listen to your instincts about people and situations. You may not be able to put your finger on it, but something feels off. Please pay attention to that. It is for a reason. I stopped dealing with one particular neighbor who lives in a totally different building. It's because she was showing up in my dreams. And the thing is, these spiritual hitmen will use anyone who is close to you or in proximity to you that has any information on you. And a lot of times they are not even aware that they are being used. And sometimes they do, but most times they don't. So I've had to distance myself from her as well. I don't talk to her. I don't share as much. I don't share anything really with her. Besides my sister passed. Um, and but far as about what I'm doing, where I'm going, I don't. Um, this has been some tough lessons to learn, but I hope that my experiences will help someone else. Just be aware. Always pay attention to your dreams. They're not you're not dreaming for a reason. I mean, you are dreaming for a reason. There's a purpose to these dreams. There's meaning behind these dreams. So just don't ignore them. And even if you can only remember bits and pieces of it, write it down, record it. Even if all you have is a feeling, whether it feels good or not so good. Pay attention to that. Even if you feel like it's someone you know or don't know, pay attention and write all of that down, record it. So, we're talking about life and death. My spirit always lived, but if you want to continue to live on this earthly plane, you have to pay attention to the people that are around you, associated, attached to you, and the situations or circumstances that you may find yourself in. And if it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, get yourself out of it. Well, that's it. That's all I really wanted to share. Just be aware. You could have a spiritual hit out on you, a spiritual hitman or woman. Anyway, listen, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you listening. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.